All right, here's my trading recap for today, Wednesday. Um, I liked three different setups. It was the SPY, Bank of America, and then Microsoft. I didn't get any of them, and I didn't actually enter Bank of America. Um, Two out of three of them worked, but just couldn't capture them for different various reasons. So here's Bank of America, had really good earnings. Had its earnings report, and so it was gapping up here. So here's the daily. You can see that it opened up here. So overall, financials and the banks have generally been going up in this wave, and it was still in an uptrend. But yesterday did have a big selling day. Plus, we had a gap down. So we had kind of two indicators there. We had a big selling pressure looking day, pretty strong, and then we also had a gap down. So it essentially was filling the gap here by opening up here. And Goldman Sachs also had a really good earnings report, and they sold off yesterday. So it seems like no matter what these reports are showing, these banks are selling off. So that's a bit of a pattern going on. So I liked that. And then when I zoomed out and tried to find levels, obviously the gap was a good level. So basically I put a level at the bottom of that gap, and that was also support here. If you look at the 5-minute, you can see here support, and then that's when the gap happened. So that was pretty cut and dry. That was almost a 10 out of 10 level for me. I mean, price did come down in here though. And so when I zoomed out even further, I noticed, okay, well, that was the top here. So to me, this was a full-on zone. It was about 30 cents of a zone, which was a little bit wider than I wanted for the ATR. So I think that's what sort of prevented me from entering. But no doubt, these were two really good resistance levels combining for a zone. And so I'm kind of bummed that I didn't enter. So the ATR is only $1.11 or $1.10 ish. And so, on a normal day, it would only move about that much. But we did have, I think at one point over 2 R vol, maybe even close to 3. So yeah, and so this wasn't so much of a rising devil candidate because it wasn't lower than the levels. It literally opened right at the level. So to me, this is a candidate for an ORB, opening range breakout or breakdown. So I probably, if I was more convicted, I would have been looking to enter really quickly within the first 5 minutes. And you can see here it took it maybe a few minutes, and it eventually just started going down and went down from there. So yeah, I mean, it did pretty much what I thought it would. It felt that resistance up there, that selling pressure, went down to yesterday's or 2 days ago. Yeah, the 2 days ago low here. And so my targets essentially was 2 days ago, that low there, which was right here, this X, and then further down probably would have been somewhere between this gap here, the bottom of this gap, and then the bottom of the low here. So yeah, somewhere in this area was a good another target had I gotten it correctly. But that would have been a really good monster trade because it ended up moving almost 2 ATR there. So that's great. I guess it's just a financial a bank stock, and I don't trade them that much. I don't know what's going on. I guess I just got to figure out why I didn't enter that. I mean, it was definitely worth the risk, I think, at least a 1 hour risk. So then let's go to the SPY here. So here's the SPY. Another sort of short bias setup. We've been trending down here for multiple days. Then we had an inside day today here. Price opens up right here. So I was looking for it to come up to this area. 460 is a really good level. You can see here I zoomed down on the 5-minute, and I marked where my best levels were. My best level was the 465 here. It just felt super precise and clean. but lower was the 460, which was the top, the neckline of that double bottom last week, as well as support here. And then it also couldn't get above 460, and it almost hit 460 to the penny yesterday. So really 460 is a clear level. So you got two super good levels, and I don't know, I just couldn't. Again, just trading scared, I guess. If I go to the 1 minute, you can see here it was doing sort of a rising devil. You know, I honestly like this when it takes 5, 10, 15, 20 minutes to come up here and hold, and then it eventually breaks it. I mean, I'm not sure why I wasn't seeing that, but that's honestly what I really like. I guess I was just thinking, well, it was topping out at 459.50, so it still had about 50 cents to go. So I guess maybe I was being a little too picky and wanting it to get right up to 460. Even though the ATR is almost 6.2, and then if I do my 10% ATR there, that's 62 cents approximately. So it just kind of generally like that. So really that worked, right? So when I saw it kept failing at 50 cents, and you can see these wicks even on the 1 minute, I ended up getting in, and I think I felt like I was chasing it a bit, which is just stupid because like I think I'm trying to get to be a little bit too exact because I've been really catching these tops really well with some good level 2 to kind of confirm. But even with that enter short here, I still have this big amount to let breathe. I guess I wanted it to be more like that. Like I wanted to get that 50 cent, and then if it for some reason popped up, it wouldn't go higher than 60, and I could let it breathe even more. But anyways, that first short would have worked because my stop was up higher, and just sort of overtraded it. It was just overthinking it a bit. But just a few minutes later, it would have started to confirm and go down. And again, here's the 5 minute. And 5 minutes, what I really like to use, just a bit slower and calms me down a bit. But and really, it would have just been a range trade to stay inside yesterday's range. And then with the potential for 455 to fail. I mean, on the day that 455 fails, whether it happens during the day or overnight, we're going to have a good sell down to 450. So we're going to have a good $5 move there, I think. And then if that ever fails, 450 fails, I feel like we're going to have a full-blown correction, maybe 10 to 20%. But, I don't know that. But I really like this 455 level, and then I like 450 level. So I think there's really good levels all around here: 465, 460, 455, and then 450. Just gotta be willing to take the risk. And then Microsoft, yeah. So Microsoft was the one that I traded first, and that didn't work, and maybe got me a little bit thinking, well, if Microsoft is busting through my level, well, then all of these are going to sort of break through. I think that's what made me on SPY think that, oh, well, SPY is probably eventually going to bust up and not range resist, because Microsoft is obviously a big percentage of the SPY. But when I zoom out on Microsoft, I also thought that this was a good level, this 311 support, and then support here breaks through. I mean, looking on the daily here, it's not as clean. I do like the levels. I mean, you can see here there's here I can sort of draw the ranges here. Sort of a range right there. You got this recent range here. So you got general areas with 311 being the top here, but yeah, I just wanted to bust through all the way to 314. Had good RVOL at this point, and it still has good RVOL, and then came back down under. And I tried to long it there, thinking, well, if this doesn't work, maybe it'll hold long. But here's what I was doing on the 1 minute. It was going up, and I really like these little rising devils up to my level. There was a large offer at 310. I was waiting for that. It fills, so I pretty much top ticked it there. I had a limit order waiting closer to 311, but when I saw 310, I watched it hit 310 and sort of not continue, so I quickly pushed it down. It filled it, and then immediately went in my favor. I think I was up to even 1R here, which just shows how sort of tight. I'm getting in and out of these, and maybe that's an issue. But I was down. I was up to 1R here, which is nice. I just partial 10%. I just felt like I wanted to pay myself, and came back against me. I really didn't want it. Once it started going down, I really didn't want it to even come back up here again. So I got out a half just in case it hit this 311 and failed, but it didn't. It went through it, so I got out of the remaining. Tried one more time to short it here with a pretty wide stop, just more of an entry position in case this did work. Came back down, I would add in heavier. It didn't. So I'm okay with that. That was fine. I mean, if I do these setups like this, I mean, shoot, I can probably be correct 33% of the time and make a lot of money. But on today, I would have been right 2 out of 3 times had I just sort of stuck with my plan on all 3 of them. So yeah, that's pretty much all I got. I feel like I'm doing a good job of finding good levels that I understand, that I'm convicted in. I guess I don't know why I stuttered on Bank of America and then on SPY. Just need to let them just fail, because I'm doing all this work to find good levels that I understand and I think that are good levels. Obviously, they're not always going to work, but you know, if I know what I'm doing, probably enough of them are going to work for me, and I need to let them work. So that's all I got today, and I will talk to you guys tomorrow. Thanks.